Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
And Howell advances to second. With a runner at third, very, very few at this level catchers are going to throw and try to get that out. They're almost always just going to throw back to their pitcher or throw down to third and try to get that out instead. That pitch is high for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. 2 runners in scoring position, second and third. And the pop fly foul gets out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Nobody in this inning yet. As the Bears giving up a bloop hit, a couple bloop hits is all. Well, a bloop hit, sorry, and an error have been the base runners. And there's a ball, just low. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Crockett still has a pitch to work with, and she has a base empty, but Peck is the one that hit the home run. And she is on deck. And there is a high pop fly. Is it going to stay in play? It does barely, but way too far over there for either Humphreys from third or Crockett from left field to get to it. So we'll do the 2-2 pitch again. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of 2. Campbell the batter, Howell and Foster the base runners. Crockett the pitcher for the Bear Lake Bull does go to second. So again, 2 runners in scoring position. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 out. 2 on. Peck the batter. She takes just high for ball 2. Different pitcher than she hit the home run on in the first inning. That was off of Armstrong. This is now Crockett. And a ground ball right up the middle. 1 run will score. Pope comes up with it. 2 runs will score. Oh, no.
No runs.
1 run did score as Campbell rounded third but stayed. And now the errors have now cost the Bears 2 runs. As they Pope made a great play there to save the second run from scoring, but 2 runs have scored since the Bears should have been out of the inning. Anderson, the catcher, at the plate. And that one is a called strike. And Peck advances to second on the pitch. So the Marsh Valley Eagles 6-1 lead already here in the top of the second. 7-1. That's a nice base hit into right field. 8-1 is it will score 2 because of where it was put. There was nothing. DeClark kind of bobbled it coming up, but both runs would have scored anyway, so no error there, as just 2 runs scored on the play on the line drive single to right field. It was deep enough that even if she plays that perfectly, she doesn't have a throw. So no error on the play. And all of a sudden, what could have been 4-1 and the Bears out of the inning is 8-1 with a runner at first. Lurcher is at the plate. In her first at-bat, she singled to right field. And she'd love to keep this inning alive. 2-out rally has already brought in 4 runs. And all 4 runs came after an error that would have ended the inning and a stolen base. It was a called strike. Oh no, it was a ball. Ball 1, a stolen base, so runner in scoring position. So now Lurcher has a chance to extend this lead further. Called strike on that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, runner at second. And that's Anderson, who just drove in 2 on that with that single. Swing and a miss on that one for 2 strikes. Bears have some work to do. Down by 7 here early. And that's going to end the inning with a swing and a miss, but not before the 4 unearned runs score after what would have been, could have been, should have been the 3rd out. The Bears will come up and try to fight themselves back into it in the bottom of the 2nd after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
With the helpful hardware, folks.
Bears trail it by a score of 8-1 after 1.5 innings. They gave up 4 in the first, 4 in the second. All 4 of them in the second were unearned after errors, back-to-back errors on ground balls with 2 outs. Either one of them would have retired the side without allowing any runs. Instead, the Bears give up 4. Humphreys coming to the plate. This is her first at-bat. The Bears only had 1 base runner in the first inning. Romrell did come around to score after hitting a leadoff single. She was knocked in by Fisher, who hit a single, but then trying to advance to second on the play was thrown out at second. So the Bears had 2 base hits, but only had 1 base runner as Fisher got herself thrown out at second. Humphreys comes to the plate. Bears have a hill to climb here. And Humphreys is going to try to start that. And first pitch swinging, fouls it off just underneath it. 0-1 is the count with nobody on and nobody out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Missed on that one, just missed on that one. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, nobody on your Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard. It's Marsh Valley with an 8-1 lead, and that's a swing and a miss. The changeup fooled her. She was out in front of it. And it's 1-2 count. So here's the 1-2 pitch. missed outside, ball 2. That's where ball 1 was. She doesn't miss by much, but just enough. And it's 2-2. It's kind of where you want that pitch, because if Humphreys does swing at it, she either misses or just fouls it off. It's too far outside, but close enough to make her think about a swing and a miss. Second inning in a row that the Bears have had a strikeout to start the inning. This brings up Brooklyn Pope to the plate. She's playing center field today. She was the game-winning run against against American Falls in the 9-inning game the other day. She was the one that scored the game-winning run. And she's at the plate right here, hoping to start the Bears off. That one's high for ball 1. So tough start to the game for the Bears. One of the worst starts to the game the Bears have had since early in the season when they got manhandled by Shelley. But Shelley, a great 5A team. That's one called strike outside corner. 1-1 is the count. 1 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Bears buried deep in a hole right now. 8-1 is the lead for Marsh Valley. Swing and a miss. Howell pitching well. She's given up a couple of singles that did allow the Bears to score a run, but she also has a couple of strikeouts. And she's ahead in the count here. That one's in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pope, the junior center fielder, the batter. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Struck her out. It's the changeup. Fooled her. Bentley Price, who was the hero against these same Marsh Valley Eagles in the game here that the Bears won on a walk-off. She hit the walk-off double that scored the game-winning run. Taylor Clark was the base runner on that game. And Pope had laid down a bunt to advance to Clark. And Price gets a base hit. She doesn't do anything against these Marsh Valley Eagles but get base hits. She's like, I think she went perfect in that game. She got a single to start this game off. Just a little half pop fly, half line drive, single into right field. That's all it takes.
Just what we needed, what the Bears needed. The base runner. Got to keep it going.
And this is Callie Beard at the plate. She swings and misses at the first pitch. Beard has had a great last couple of games at the end of the season against American Falls and against these Marsh Valley Eagles. She had a big hit, several big hits in those wins. And there's a pop fly. It's going to get foul out of play. Nice effort for the third baseman over there, but it gets out of play, hits the pavement over there in foul territory. So 0-2 now is the count with 2 outs. And Pope, pretty good base runner at first base, so she's going to be aggressive here. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Pope's going, and she's going to be safe because the ball gets into center field. Actually, it's Price, not Pope. It's Price, and she stole the base. That's one she probably should have slid.
Yeah.
And, yeah, she's tying her shoes now.
Back in Little League, boy, if you didn't slide. Well, I guess not.
Anyway, here we go. A runner now at second.
Pretty
Beard.
much had to slide, didn't we?
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at 2 is Price. And there's another foul ball out of play. And that's one that, where she was standing up, if she wouldn't have been off balance, she might have been able to advance to third because that ball did get into center field. And Campbell had to run quite a ways to get to it. Price probably would have advanced to third there. That one's in the dirt. And it's 2-2. Nice stop behind the plate by Anderson to keep it in front of her so that it keeps Price at second. 2-2 count, 2 outs, runner at 2 here in the bottom of 2. Bears trail it by a score of 8-1. Struck her out. Great pitch. That'll end the second inning. The Bears trail it big, 8-1. We'll be back with the top of the third after this on the SBI Sports Network.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers when they leave and they're happy, they get the house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
Bears struggling here early. Have given up 4 runs in each of the first 2 innings and have only scored 1 run, leaving 1 stranded, and trail it 8-1 after 2. Top of the third, Call, Van Leeuwen, and Foster will be the batters for Marsh Valley. Call, in her first at-bat, she struck out to end the first inning. This is her second at-bat here. Called strike on the first pitch. Van Leeuwen is 1 for 1. Foster 2 for 2. The next 2 batters. Swing and a miss. Call strikeout was against Armstrong, who pitched the first inning for the Bears. Now she's facing Crockett, and Crockett's ahead in the count 0-2 with nobody out and nobody on here. Top of the third, and she struck her out. 3 pitches, swing and a miss. Nice pitch there, and Van Leeuwen was off balance on that swing. And Crockett starts the inning with a strikeout. Van Leeuwen, actually, she's 0 for 1. She was the first out of the second inning, and she popped out to the third baseman. That was the diving catch there by Humphreys, I believe. Called strike. So a good start to the second inning so far for Crockett. Swing and a miss for strike 2. She's thrown 5 pitches. She's had 5 strikes. And up 0-2 in the count. Struck her out. Drop third strike, but she gets out at first easily. So 6 pitches and 2 strikeouts for Crockett in this inning. Foster is 2 for 2. She's lined a triple to left field and singled on a pop fly just beyond the shortstop. Both of them to left field, and that one's ball 1. First ball of the inning thrown by Crockett with already 2 outs after getting 2 strikeouts on 6 straight pitches. Now ball 2. 2-0 count. Bears would love to get out of this inning quickly without giving up any runs and have a chance to fight themselves back in when they come to the plate. And there's a little pop fly, and Pope is underneath it for out number 3. 9-pitch inning.
Great job.
For Crockett, that's what you like. And the Bears will come to the plate in the bottom of the third, trailing 8-1 after this on the SBI Sports Network.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Glenn Crockett, the Bear Lake pitcher, is the current Bear Lake batter to start the bottom of the third inning. Batter number 9 to come to the plate for the Bears. They've scored one, they've stranded one, and now in the third, Crockett starts it off just foul. I agreed with you.
That looked like a good one.
Off the bat, it looked like it was going to maybe stay fair. Error on the umpire. And I don't mean because of the call. I mean because he tried to stop the ball on the foul ball. The first base umpire, and it went off his hands. Here's the 0-1 pitch now. It's up high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. That could have been a leadoff single at least, maybe even a double if that would have been just a little bit closer to being a fair ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. High for ball 2. So Crockett, the pitcher, would like to help herself out here by reaching base and bring up Morgan Armstrong, who struck out to start the game. As the leadoff hitter for the Bears on deck is Romrell, who has a single and came around to score the Bears' lone run in that first inning. 3-1. That one just missed. So the only pitch she's got to swing at, she fouled off. She's faced 3 straight balls. So here's the 3-1 pitch after 3 straight balls thrown by Howell. Howell's yet to walk anybody in the game. And she just walked her. Ball 4. So I'm sure there will be a speed-up runner. And Armstrong will come to the plate. Maddie Michael will be the courtesy runner. Michael, the freshman, started the game in right field defensively. And she will be the speed-up, speedy freshman over there. And if you're new to high school baseball and softball, that does not sub Crockett out, just a courtesy runner. Crockett is still in the game as the pitcher. So this brings up Armstrong. She's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She squares to bunt, does not bunt. And Michael Stills second. Called strike. And a stolen base. Just made it. That was a good throw.
That was a great throw.
Anderson made that close because Michael's speedy.
Ooh.
It was a...
If it would have been a little lower of a throw, it would have been on the money.
Yeah, she tagged her knee instead of her foot, so she was already on the bag with her foot by the time the tag came in. So now the 0-1 pitch to Armstrong. Called strike 2. That was a good pitch. That was a changeup that dropped in there. Looked like it was going to be high. It dropped in for a strike. So Armstrong down 0-2 already. After the leadoff walk, would like to advance the runner. Swing and a miss. Fulder, that one stayed up high. So Armstrong 0 for 2. Romrell, who had a single in the first inning, coming to the plate with Michael at second. Romrell scored on Fisher's single after singling herself. She takes high for ball 1. So leadoff walk, a strikeout, and here we are with 1 out, 1 on. And after the stolen base, she is at second base, and that is Maddie Michael in the third inning. Called strike.
Man, that's a pretty pitch.
Bears have let that pitch go a lot, but from here it looks like just right down the middle, belt high. I'm not sure why they're letting it go. What they must be seeing it much differently than we are, because several girls have let that pitch go by. And a swing and a miss struck her out. No, that's only 2 strikes. That's only 2 strikes. Whew. That's that pitch that has got a lot of them. It's that changeup, and it looks like it's going to be that fastball down the middle, and then it falls out of the zone, and that one's fouled off. So we'll do the 1 ball, 2 strike pitch again with 1 out. After getting the leadoff walk, the Bears would like to get at least 1 run back here. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. Michael retreats quickly back to second base, and we'll have the 2-2 pitch. Another base hit here from Romwell with the speedy Michael at second. May score a run. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. She fought it off. That one stayed high. Romwell was able to get just enough of it to stay alive. And we'll do the 2-2 again. Howell and Crockett, very different pitchers as far as between pitches. And there's a line drive to center field. And Michael tagged up, and she's going to be thrown out.
Yep.
Got a late start. She either should have stayed at second or gone on the impact. She didn't, and the single results in an out. Great hit by Romrell, and it's definitely a single. But Michael got a really late jump and was thrown out trying to advance to third. Crockett comes to the plate now with 2 outs. Now, first pitch was low for ball 1. Bears have squandered couple base runners now. Fisher tried to turn her single into a double, got thrown out at second. Michael gets the late jump there, and what could have been first and third with 1 out is now 2 outs. That's a ball in the dirt. So 2 balls, and then Romrell does advance on the pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Bears get a leadoff walk and haven't done anything with it now with 2 outs. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Pop fly, it's going to get out of play. Just out of play. Second baseman Peck almost ran it down. Didn't go quite as far out there as I thought it would. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Decent crowd at the ballpark today, and so far the Bears are struggling. Trailing at 8-1. And there's a ground ball, foul ball, just outside of third base. Probably a good thing.
She golfed for that one.
Romrell, who was far enough down the baseline towards third, that if Barchi came up with that, if it would have been fair, Romrell was in no man's land, probably is thrown out. Ooh, ball 3 just missed. I waited for the call there and see if he was going to ring her up because that one didn't miss by much. Now here's the full count with 2 outs. Romrell likely moving on the pitch with 2 down and a full count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball. Struck her out.
Oh, that was a low strike.
And that's what Crockett's saying, too. She doesn't like it. Called strike 3. We'll go to the 4th right after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier, online at bearlakedental.com, or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit bearlakedrugid.com. That's bearlakedrugid.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Bears trail it after 3, 8-1. Squandered opportunities are the name of the game so far for Bear Lake. 4 of the runs that Marsh Valley scored in the second inning were all unearned after the Bears should have been out of the inning at 4 without allowing any. And then the Bears have had runners at second a couple times and unable to score, unable to bring anybody in. And that last inning, a base running error cost the Bears a chance to score. They should have had first and third with only one out. Instead, they got the out at third. And the Bears in a bind here. Barchi, who was hit by a pitch and walked. Oh, no, she sacrifice bunted. Hit by a pitch and a sacrifice bunt so far in the game. So she's 0 for 0. And that hit by pitch in the first inning, she came around to score. And the bunt put a runner in scoring position. And because of those errors, runner eventually came around to score. So she's done her job. She takes ball 1 in the dirt. And then she's going to drive the second pitch to the fence. She'll have a double. And that's where she's going to stop. Is it 2? Ball hit the fence right in front of us. The line drive double to the fence in left center field. Right in front of us. Brings Hal to the plate. Hal is 1 out of 2. And she has hit a double, and that one hit the bottom of the fence. And she takes called strike on the first pitch, and then she hit a ground ball, but reached on an error. It was the error that should have ended the inning. And then they scored 4 runs after that in the second. Here she is in the third with the runner in a scoring position, and she's going to hit a high fly ball. Peyton Crockett, the left fielder, easily underneath that. And Barchi has no chance to advance. So Crockett with the good play. And 1 out. Campbell now to the plate. She is 0 for 2 in the game. She's got a pop fly to the shortstop. And then she was the second error in a row that also cost some runs in that second inning. She is 0 for 2 because she's had the pop fly and then the ground ball that coulda, shoulda, woulda been out. She takes ball 1 low. Oh, swing and a miss. Crockett fooled her there. That ball was inside, and it was a changeup, so she was way out in front and evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. That runner is second. Second is Barchi. Shakes high for ball 2. And that wind is chilly. It's a cold breeze coming out of the west. Foul ball. Ooh. Good thing the cement is down there. It saved the life of some people. Crockett runs over there and grabs it. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. That's a runner at second is Barchi. And that pitch is to the backstop, and the runner's at third. Way high. Romrell couldn't get up and get to it, and it allows the runner to advance to third. Now a wild pitch or a pass ball, or even a pop fly out could result in a run as the runner Barchi's now at third. And that's going to be a high foul ball. Crockett's not going to get to it. It's going to be over into the bullpen of the baseball field. She almost got there. As soon as it goes past the fence line, though, it is officially out of play and doesn't count. So even if she would have been able to catch it, wouldn't have counted. 3-2 again. So good at bat here by Campbell. Good pitching by Crockett. You love these duels when they get to a full count and working it back and forth. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. She walked her. That one, I think she might have lost her grip on it a little bit because that one was high and away, not at all where she would have wanted that one. This brings up Peck. She's 2 for 2. She has a home run and a single. She singled up the middle that brought in 2 runs after those back-to-back errors and really broke this game open. So she's already driven in 4 of the 8 runs. And she's up there with runners at first and third. She squares to bunt. Runner from first goes to second. The Bears threw down to third. Barchi dove back in time. So ball 1. And the stolen base, defensive indifference, whatever you want to call it, with so now 2 runners in scoring position. And ball 2.
Great job by Romrell. Keep that ball in front of her.
2 balls, no strikes. 1 out, 2 on. And Marsh Valley already with the big 7-run lead, looking to really break this game open. Called strike there, nice pitch.
She thought about it.
She thought about it late, and then I think she hoped that she'd get the call of the ball as she checked her swing, and it was a called strike. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and she fouls that one back, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners in scoring position for Peck, who already has 4 RBIs in this 8-1 lead for Marsh Valley. And that one is ball 3, and it's clear to the backstop. And before Romrell can even get to it, Barchi scores. Campbell is at third. Pop fly, center field. Pope makes the catch, but the run will score. The tag up will score a run. So the wild pitch leads to a run as that a sacrifice fly. On the fly ball to center. And it's 10-1. Anderson, the catcher, at the plate. She's 1 out of 2 on the plate. She stands in there with nobody on, but they've already scored 2 in the inning to take a commanding 10-1 lead here in the top of the 4th. Bears have a lot of work to do. They're going to find themselves back into this one. Anderson is going to be safe at first. Both Price and Beard went for it. Neither one of them could catch it on the fly. And because Beard wasn't on first base, Price had nobody to throw it to. So it goes as an infield single on the little tiny pop fly. Price came up with it cleanly, but had nobody to throw it to and could not outrun Anderson to the bag. Swing and a miss from Lurcher. Lurcher is 1 out of 2 on the day. She has a single and she a strikeout in her 2 at-bats. Swing and a miss again for strike 2. And a stolen base, and the ball goes into center field, so she'll make it to third. Anderson stole second safely. The ball trickled away on the throwdown, and she makes it to third. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third is Anderson, and the batter is Lurcher. Ball 1. Missed up and away. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. But the Eagles add 2 more. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Bears trail at 10-1 on the SVI Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S title and escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
Howell, the pitcher, has thrown all 3 innings. She's only given up the 1 run. Only a couple of hits. One of those was to this leadoff batter, Fisher, who drove in the Bears' only run. But trying to stretch a single into double, she got thrown out at second base. That ended the inning, but the run had already scored. So in her one at-bat, she did have an RBI, and she'll try to get the Bears started here in the bottom half of the fourth. And just not the kind of day the Bears expected. They beat Marsh Valley both games. The second game here was close. It went to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Bears had to win it on a walk-off. But this game so far has been all Marsh Valley, not kind of what Bear Lake expected. Howell throwing well. Fisher, the batter, is 1 for 1 with that single that did score the run. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. So 0-1 count. As Fisher gets the signs from her coach, Coach Pope, down there at third base. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
Ooh, that looked outside.
Called strike, outside corner, and it just dropped. Bottom dropped right out of that. That was an unhittable ball. I'm not going to say it wasn't a strike, but it was unhittable. And there is a home run.
Defense.
That's a deep home run to right field.
The Bears needed that for confidence. Too bad the bases couldn't have had a few on at least. But, yeah, maybe that'll put some confidence in those coming up to bat.
A no-doubt home run to right center field. Lindsay Fisher has driven in both runs. 2 RBIs on the day for Fisher, but they're the only 2 runs the Bears have scored, and they trail at 10-2. Humphreys, who's 0 for 1, I believe she struck out in her only at-bat. She did. Now comes to the plate, and maybe that will be the hit that gives the Bears the confidence to start putting the ball in play, because the Bears, Romrell's 2 for 2, Fisher's now 2 for 2. They've accounted for every base runner except for a walk. Swing and a miss on the first pitch by Humphreys. That was an aggressive swing. If she'd have made contact with that, it'd still be flying somewhere. So here's the 0-1 pitch from Howell. High for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out. 1 run has scored on the deep home run by Fisher. That's a ball in the dirt.
Everybody run.
All the base runners would have advanced there on that ball in the dirt, but there was nobody to advance. So 2 balls and a strike on Humphreys. Pope on deck. 3-1. After the first pitch is swinging strike, 3 straight balls by Howell, and 2 of the 3 of them have made it all the way to the backstop. So 3-1 pitch coming from Howell. Humphreys will take any way she can to get on base right here, and she's going to walk. And again, in the dirt to the backstop. So Howell and Anderson haven't been on the same page as much this inning, and there's going to be a timeout taken. Coach will come to the mound and take a short visit in this 10-2 game. And the Bears showing signs of life here in the 4th inning for the first time offensively after not doing a whole lot in the first couple innings other than Romrell's couple of base hits and Fisher's single that did score a run. The meeting at the circle is over. Pope, who's 0 for 1, and I believe she struck out as well in her at-bat. She did. Is at the plate. So after a home run and a walk to start the inning, the Bears looking to get themselves back in it right here. Pope will lay down the bunt. She will make it she'll be the first in time. And Humphrey's going for third.
Safe.
She gets to third.
She's going to
score the throw. And Pope all the way. She's going to go for third. And she's out. Oh, she should have. Again,
too aggressive.
Aggressive base running.
Too aggressive on that one. But they did score. Dang.
And so the sacrifice bunt scores a run on errors, but Pope is thrown out trying to advance to third. If she would have stayed at second, she'd have been in a great place. And there's going to be a pop fly out. Bentley Price, first pitch swinging, pops out. So just like that, after the Bears score 2 runs, their first 2 batters score runs, there are 2 outs and nobody on. Little things can change the game. And all the momentum you could feel on the field kind of squashed after Pope was thrown out at third. Beard, the batter, she is 0 for 1 on the game. She struck out in her 1 at bat. She takes ball 1. Even with that pop out, if Pope was at second base right now, it'd still be a great situation for the Bears. And there's a ground ball back to the pitcher.
What a stop by Howell.
Out number 3. And that's going to end the inning. The Bears do score 2, but they're still in a big hole, 10-3. We're headed to the 5th after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Live coverage of Bear Lake High School sports on the SVI Sports Network is presented by Southeast Idaho Steel, a locally owned business making locally produced steel signs and fixtures. Flying S Title and Escrow, whatever it takes. Stephen Hammond Dental, local family dentistry. Gary Tusher CPA, bookkeeping, tax returns, and payroll, here to help. And by Lenhart Beverages, proud to support the Bear Lake Bears.
With the helpful hardware, folks.
The Bears score 2, but squander some opportunities as well in the inning, and still trail it by a score of 10-3 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard after 4 complete innings. We're headed to the top of the 5th now. Call coming to the plate for the Eagles. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She has struck out against both pitchers. She's faced each pitcher once. She had to strike out to end the first against Armstrong. She struck out to start the 3rd against Crockett. And here she is. Or do they have... This looks like Van Leeuwen. I have it should be Call. Oh, nope, it's a substitute. It is a different batter, that's why. This is, and that's a ball 1. This is Guthrie number 3 instead of Call number 5. She takes inside for ball 1. So a pinch hitter. Swing and a miss. 1-1 is the count. Van Leeuwen on deck.
Oh,
Called
yeah.
strike
Nice.
for strike 2. Nice pitch there by Crockett.
Oh,
and struck her out. Called strike outside corner. They got that same pitch called against Bear Lake in the last inning. Great pitch there by Crockett to start with the leadoff strikeout. So the number 8 position in the lineup has struck out all 3 times they've come to the plate. Van Leeuwen, the number 9 hitter now at the plate. She has popped out and struck out. She takes ball 1. So the 8 and 9 spots for the Eagles have not produced to this point in the game. But everybody else has. Swing and a miss for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on, but the lead is 7 for the Eagles. 10-3 is your score. Called strike, nice pitch. So now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Van Leeuwen, the number 9 hitter. The right fielder today. And she's going to ground ball.
Great stop by Humphreys.
And she then threw it away. She should have just kept it. It was a fantastic play just to knock it down. She should have been content.
It was a great stop.
Instead, she throws it to first. Would have been way too late anyway, and it goes clear over out of play. So Van Leeuwen is at second with an infield single and then advanced on the error. What a play by Humphreys to knock that ball down. It was right down the line. I thought it was going to be in foul territory.
Yep.
Called strike now on Foster. Foster is 2 out of 3. And she has a chance to get this right back to an 8 or 9 run lead. And that one just high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And there is a fly ball. Pope is underneath it for out number 2. Van Leeuwen unable to advance. So after starting the game 2 for 2, Foster is now 2 for 4 after being put out her last couple of times at the plate. But then it just brings up Barchi, who's 1 for 1. She's got a bunt, sacrifice bunt, and a walk in the game. And then last time she was up, she takes high. She had the double to center field. So she was hit by a pitch. She sacrificed bunt, and she hit a double, then came around to score. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Both of them looking with 2 outs and the runner at second. Ground ball. It's going to be off of the pitcher, Crockett, picked up by Humphreys. It's not really an error as it went off Crockett's knee. She didn't even have a chance to get her glove down. And she didn't know where it went. Humphreys came over and picked it up. But it hit her arm. So 2 outs. This brings Howell to the plate. She is 1 out of 3. She has a triple, a fly ball out, and a reached on an error on the ground ball. She takes ball 1, and the runner advances to second. So now Howell can really break this game open again. The big lead of the game has been 9. It's now 7. But a hit here would score 2 more and take that lead right back to 9. It was 10-1. It's now 10-3. She takes high for ball 2. Campbell is on deck. And she is 0 for 2 with a walk. Swing and a miss right there. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Van Leeuwen at third, Barchi at second. Crockett has thrown 78 pitches to this point. We're in the top of the 5th inning with 2 outs. This her 4th inning of work as Armstrong started the game. And that one was called a ball. Armstrong, the shortstop, moved in front of it just as he pitched. She pitched, so I didn't see where it went. But the umpire said ball. So 3-1 is your count. And Howell, a dangerous hitter, is going to pop it up. Beard underneath it, makes the catch. That ends the inning. No runs scored. Couple left on base. The Bears are going to try to chip away at this lead on the bottom of the 5th after this on the SVI Sports Network.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
Bears trail it by a score of 10-3 on the Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare scoreboard as they have had some opportunities and haven't been able to capitalize. They have had a couple of good innings of defense to keep the score closer than it could be. Marsh Valley scored 8 of their 10 runs in the first and second innings and have only scored 2 since then. Most of the runs have been unearned as the Bears have given up their share of errors on the game. Brooklyn Crockett, the pitcher, to start the 5th. She walked to start the 3rd, but the Bears could not bring the courtesy runner Michael around to score after Crockett's had the lead-off walk. So Crockett 0 for 0 on the day. Howell, swing and miss. The pitcher has gone all the way, and she has thrown 65 pitches to this point. There's no pitch count in softball, by the way, if you're wondering. They could throw 165 pitches, and I've seen pitchers go that high. 0-1 count. Ball 1. So Crockett, very good, very patient at bat. Her first plate appearance, walked after fouling one off. Oh, called strike at the knees.
He has been calling him there all day, but they are low strikes for her.
He's got a low strike zone.
She is a tall girl. Wow.
It's been consistent. That's all you ask from umpires. They're consistent. He's called them for both teams all day. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. 2-2. So the 2-2 pitch incoming. And called her out. Same pitch as he struck her sister out on. Exactly the same pitch. So now with one out, Morgan Armstrong, who's 0 for 2 on the day with 2 strikeouts, will be the batter. The senior would love to get something started right here. Foster has had the better of her so far. But Armstrong very capable. Romrell is on deck, swing and a miss. And that changeup, Folder.
She's gotten her on that one all day. That changeup it's a mean one.
And that has fooled Armstrong a couple of times, and Folder there. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And several of those pitches from Foster have gotten to the backstop, but it's always been when nobody's on base. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Bears down big, 10-3. And Armstrong wins that battle. She knocks it to center for a single.
Good. We need her on base. She's very quick. Smart base runner.
Line drive single to center field brings up Romrell as 2 for 2 on the day. She has singled twice. Straightaway center both times. So with Armstrong at first, Romrell up the plate. Bears trail it by 7, 10-3. Armstrong not going anywhere. It's high for ball 1. And that was almost an intentional pitch out, trying to get Armstrong catcher stealing, but Armstrong wasn't going anywhere, so it was a wasted pitch. 2 balls and a strike, and still not going. So 2-0 to a very capable hitter. And a runner at first. Let's see what Howell's got in the plans here. The 2-0 pitch. 3-0. And they're very worried about Armstrong. Every pitch, the catcher's popping up to try to get the throw, and Armstrong is tied to first base. I think the Bears are thinking, hey, we don't want to risk anything. We've already run ourselves into some unnecessary outs in this game. We can't afford to keep doing that. She walked her on 4 straight. Oh, no, he called that one a strike. Wow, that looked like it missed inside. Romeo's not arguing it, though. She acted like she knew it was a strike. And then she fouls that one off out of play. So just like that, it goes from 3-0 to 3-2. Crockett, Peyton Crockett, the left fielder, on deck. Romrell, 3-2 pitch coming from Howell. Armstrong is the runner at first after singling, and that's the walk. So Romrell does eventually draw the walk after the 3-0 count. That brings Peyton Crockett to the plate. Crockett is 0 for 2. She popped out to the first baseman, and she struck out looking on that pitch. That was the low and away pitch that her sister Brooklyn just struck out on to start the inning. Crockett, a very capable hitter, could get the Bears right back in this. Oh my gosh. Double play.
Wow.
That Howell just grabbed that ball to save her life and turned to the double play.
Yep. Unbelievable. That was pure defensive move there.
And if she doesn't catch that ball, it's probably a single or maybe even a double to center field. Armstrong likely scores, and instead it's a double play, and we go to the top of the 6th. Bears in a deep hole, trailing at 10-3 on the SVI Sports Network.
Ready, set, 12 days, 10 venues, 1 van. Client presentation starting in 4 minutes. Living your best midlife crisis. Rerouting. There's go in everything you do. That's why Phillips 66 is there to fuel all the ways you go, go, go.
Visit You Save Phillips 66 in Montpelier for fuel, snacks, and more. Live to the full with You Save Phillips 66, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Bear Lake Dental in Montpelier is where kindness and dentistry meet. Our friendly, talented team have years of experience in providing compassionate service and high-quality dental care. Dr. Micah Himmerick, Dr. Monty Weston, and a full staff of dental experts are here to help you create a new smile. Visit Bear Lake Dental at 215 South 4th Street in Montpelier. Online at bearlakedental.com or give us a call at 208-847-0153. Bear Lake Dental, creating happy, beautiful smiles.
Okay, you're back.
The Bears had an opportunity there. They had runners at first and second with only 1 out, and Peyton Crockett absolutely tattooed the ball right back up the middle, but Howell, the pitcher, stuck her glove up to protect her face, caught the ball, threw over to first to double off Romrell and end the inning. So the Bears have an opportunity after a single and a walk to get themselves back in the game. Instead, they get nothing after the fantastic double play by Howell. And we now go to the top of the 6th inning. Campbell, Peck, and Anderson are going to be the batters. Campbell is 0 for 2. She popped out, reached on an error, and walked in her 3 at-bats. So she has been on base twice, even though she's officially 0 for 2 in the game. First pitch swinging, pop fly back out of play behind the backstop. 0-1. I still can't get over that. That should have been a run-scoring double. Might have even made it to the fence. It was going so hard it would not have been caught on the fly, except for, oh wow, swing and a miss there. Except for Howell. She was the only one that had a chance to do anything with that ball, and she did it. And the 0-2 pitch coming. Here's the 0-2, outside ball 1. So Campbell was one of the 2 ground ball errors that led to 4 unearned runs after there were 2 outs in the 2nd inning. It could or should be, without those 4 unearned runs, it would be a 5-3 game right now. Bears would be right in this.
It's 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. Swing and a miss, struck her out. So good start to the inning. Peck, now she's 2 for 2 on the day. She has a home run, a single, and then she had a sacrifice fly in her last at-bat that scored a run. So she has had a great day, knocked in several runs. Pops that one straight in the air. Humphreys, the third baseman, over in foul territory, has it. So first pitch swinging is a pop fly out. Humphreys in foul territory, ran her down. And that brings Anderson to the plate. Anderson is 2 out of 3. She has a ground out, a single, 2 singles. In this one, she's the one that reached on that little bloop that neither the first baseman or the second baseman could catch on the fly, but because nobody was covering first base because they both went for it, she got on base because there was nobody there. She takes ball 1. So Anderson, the catcher, 1 ball, 1 strike, foul ball, 1-1. 1 ball, no strikes before the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike now. I know what I'm saying.
We'll get there eventually.
It's only the 6th inning of one of the final games of the year. I shouldn't be expected to know what I'm doing yet. And it's now 2 balls and a strike because that one's high from Crockett. 4 2/3 inning pitched out of the 5 2/3 for the Bears in this game. Crockett has given up 6 of the 10 runs, but at least 4 of them were unearned in that second inning. And that is high for ball 3, so 3-1 count now. And Lurcher, the first baseman, stands in the on-deck circle. And foul ball, full count, 3-2. So the 3-2 pitch coming. Crockett taking her time between deliveries. She was working pretty quick early in the game. She's taking her time now. 23 facing 23. They're both wearing the same number right now. And here's the 3-2 pitch. And swing and a miss. Struck her out. That'll end the inning. So 2 innings in a row. The Bears have not allowed any runs, but they got to do some scoring. They're down to their final 6 outs. The Bears need to put some runs up. We'll see if they can after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier is your full-service pharmacy, including prescription refills and medications. Bear Lake Drug also offers services such as rapid strep test, rapid influenza test, and medication synchronization. Ask your pharmacist for more details at Bear Lake Drug on Washington Street in Montpelier. Visit BearLakeDrugID.com. That's BearLakeDrugID.com. It's your local drugstore and a whole lot more. Bear Lake Drug.
Hi, I'm Dr. Reynolds. I work here at Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. I'm a family physician trained in rural family medicine, and then I also do sports medicine. I think what I want you to know more than anything else is that I'm here for you, that I take that duty to you very seriously, and I want to provide you with the information or the guidelines that you need to make a good decision, and that I have your best interest at heart.
Lindsay Fisher is 2 for 2 in the game. She has an RBI single and a solo home run, so she's knocked in 2 of the 3 Bears runs in this game. And she will be at the plate to lead off the 6th inning. She led off the 4th inning with that solo home run and started what looked to be a big inning for the Bears. They eventually did score 1 more run. Looked like they had a chance to break it open, ran themselves into some outs, and did not score in the 5th. So here in the 6th, she leads off again. And she's hit by the pitch.
Ouch. She's going to wear that one. Yeah, she's going to possibly see some ball strings on her arm later tonight.
So Abby Humphreys comes to the plate. She is 0 for 1. she struck out and walked. She walked her last at bat and came around to score the second run of the inning on the sacrifice bunt by Pope, but Pope was then thrown out trying to advance on that on that bunt, trying to advance to third. And that was kind of the beginning of the end of the inning, what could have been a big inning after the first two base runners reached base and scored. And that's a called strike. Most umpires, that's a ball, but he has been extremely consistent today. That has been a strike every time it's been thrown by both pitchers. So 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Fisher, and a swing and a miss. Fisher at first, Humphreys at the plate. Humphreys has a very aggressive swing. If she gets a hold of it, it goes a long way. She's been hitting well this season. She'd like to do something here. Bears need base runners. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-2. That one just missed outside. The changeup didn't catch the corner. So the count is even at 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. So this brings Pope to the plate. Pope is 0 for 1. She struck out and then had the sacrifice bunt. The throw to first was not going to be on time anyway, and it allowed the run to score on her bunt. And then she's going to bunt again. Pop fly. Foul ball. Almost caught by the third baseman, Barchi.
That was a great effort, actually.
I wasn't sure if it was going to be, if it was caught, and then I wasn't sure if it was fair, but it just goes as a foul. So all that for nothing. And we'll do it again. See if she's bunting again. And yes, she is. This one, she lays down. No, foul, right straight back. It looked like it was getting bounced forward, and it bounced back. So now she's not bunting because it's 0-2. And a foul ball on strike 3 on a bunt is a strikeout. So she's not going to be bunting here. She'll be hitting away down 0-2 with 1 out after the strikeout of Humphreys. Fisher down at first after getting hit by the first pitch of the inning with 1 out. Struck her out. Oh, no. He didn't call it a strike on that one.
I thought it was a strike, too.
That's where he has called that pitch strikes so many times today. I just assumed.
Just can't second guess him today. There you go.
There's a ground ball that she's going to be out at first anyway. It looked like it was going to make it through. Nice play by the second baseman there. So out at first after the great play by Peck. She covered a lot of ground to get that one. So now after first base runner gets on, the Bears have had two straight outs after the strikeout and the ground out. Fisher is the runner at second. Price is the batter, and she's going to ground to the third baseman, who's just going to turn and no, she missed her. It wasn't a force out. She didn't get the tag. It looked like it was going to be an easy out at third. So the ground ball, I don't know that she gets the out at first anyway, so we're going to call it a single. Fisher probably shouldn't have tried to advance. She did. She got lucky.
Yeah.
And let's see if that luck pays off. So Beard will be the batter. She is 0 for 2 on the day. Price the runner at first. Fisher the runner at third. And first pitch swinging, it was high. She got underneath it and fouled it off. 0-1 count. Beard has had several great games lately at the plate. A base hit here would go a long ways for the Bears. Even if they don't come back to win this game, just getting back in it. There's a ground ball to second and over to first in time. And that'll end the inning. So the ground ball out ends the Bear Lake threat. They get none. Bears are down to their final 3 outs. They've got to get 3 more right here to even have a chance. They trail it by a score of 10-3. We'll be back with the 7th inning after this on the SVI Sports Network.
Ace in the face for the House of Hardware, folks.
always with the helpful hardware, folks.
When it's time for a brake job, go with Napa Silent Guard. Built with fiber-reinforced shims and rubber-coated hardware that reduce noise and provide an exact fit for the life of the pad. Available now at Napa. Give your engine the attention it deserves with Napa Full Synthetic Engine Oil. Its advanced formulation delivers faster flow and temperature protection in the harshest driving conditions, elevating engine performance by helping it run cleaner, longer. Available now at Napa.
Walk. So now, barring a double play, the Eagles will get back to the top of the lineup where they have been deadly today. Foster, Barchi, Howell have all hit very effectively. And a sacrifice bunt. Humphreys with it in time for one. So the sacrifice bunt is successful. Humphreys with a good throw over to first. So one out, and Van Leeuwen, who's 1 out of 3 on the day. She had a pop out, a strikeout, and then she singled her last at bat. Has a chance to get an insurance run here, as there is a runner down at second in scoring position in the form of Lurcher. Swing and a miss for strike one. So this is one of those days that the Bears have made their share of errors. They've also had their share of bad luck. Called strike. 0-2. What could have, should have been a run-scoring double was a double play instead. And that's some of the bad luck. They've also had some base running errors, and swing and a miss struck her out. 2 quick outs after a leadoff walk. But Foster, who's 2 for 4 on the day, she's reached base her first 2 with a plate appearance with a triple and a single. Then she's popped out and flown out to center on her other 2 at bats. And she takes ball 1, and Lurcher will trot down to second base as that ball makes it over the head of the catcher Romrell and all the way back to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. Runner at third. Now a pass ball is a wild pitch is a run with the runner at third. And Foster has had a great day already with a couple big hits. She led off the game with that triple She's going to have a high fly ball here, but Peyton Crockett underneath it in left field for the out.
Great job.
So the Bears give up a leadoff walk, but end the inning without any runs scoring. And really, they've done very well since then, since the early innings. And we'll go to their last 3 outs. They are down by 7. They've got to get some base runners early. Crockett will be at the plate when we come back on the SVI Sports Network.
We take all the decisions and explain them and make it easier for everybody to understand.
We bring a uniqueness to it, and we try to make sure everything is positive and happy and people have a good experience.
People come in and sign the papers and they leave and they're happy, they get the house. I like that.
When we hand you that deed to your home, there's not going to be anything that's going to come up later that's going to hurt.
At Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine, it's not only about mining phosphate for production of crop nutrients that support western U.S. farmers and ranchers. It's about supporting our employees, neighbors, and local communities and their families. From providing quality competitive jobs to being an active partner in our local communities. Simplot Smoky Canyon Mine. Passion for people and supporting local families by bringing Earth's resources to life.
And we're at the top of the bottom of the 7th inning. Brooklyn Crockett will be the batter. And she is 0 for 1. She's got a walk and a strikeout on the day. Ball 1. Bears need base runners. And they've got the top of the lineup coming up after Crockett. So it's the part of the lineup to do it. Here's the 1-0 pitch, 2-0. Crockett's walked once. She'd love to do it again. Give herself a chance to be a base runner. That's what the Bears need right now, trailing 10-3. Swing and a miss. 4 strike 1. She had a line drive down the first baseline at her first at bat that almost was fair before she walked, and that would have been a great hit. That swing, though, missed everything. So here's the 2-1 pitch. Oh, wow.
Oh. That is that same pitch. Oh, it's low. It's so low.
To a lot of batters, that's a strike, but to her, she's tall enough. 2-2 count. But he's been consistent at least.
Yep.
And there's a foul ball, 2-2 still. It's not like he hasn't called it that way all day. You got to, in that sense, very, very consistent. 2-2 is the count. Swing and a miss, struck her out. So the Bears down to their final 2 outs. Morgan Armstrong, the batter, she singled her last at bat. Started the game with a couple strikeouts. She singled her last at bat. She'd love to do something here in what could be her last at bat as a Bear Lake Bear at home. Bears will play on Saturday regardless of the final outcome. Check swing, foul ball, strike 1. Unless the Bears come back and win this, which would be a dramatic fashion at this point, they will play Saturday at 2:30 against Snake River. That game will be from Preston. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Armstrong out in front of that one. She was out on her front foot trying to make something happen. So tomorrow, the baseball team plays at 11. Saturday, the softball team, barring a huge comeback after Armstrong fouls that one off to remain 0-2 count. And barring a dramatic comeback here, the Bears will play at 2:30 Saturday in Preston against Snake River. And they've 10 runs, Snake River, both times they've played them this year. Snake River lost earlier today. Ball inside to American Falls. They lost 3-2. They took a 2-1 lead early and then didn't score a run after the first inning and didn't have a base runner after the second inning. They went 5 innings straight without even getting a runner on base. Ooh, inside, almost hit her for ball 2. 2-2 is the count. So after an 0-2 start to the count, Morgan is seeing a couple balls fly by. Count's now even at 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. 4 out, number 2. So 2 strikeouts to start the inning. The Bears down to their final out, trailing by 7. Romrell will be the batter. She is 2 for 2 with a walk. So she's yet to be put out in this game. She's got a couple singles and a walk. Singled her first 2 at-bats, came around to score the first run of the game for the Bears, and then walked her last plate appearance. And she takes high for ball 1. So the Bears won their first 7 games of the district season, lost their final game of the district tournament, the district regular season, and then Romrell drives that one fair. It's going to be at least a double. She's going to go for 3. She'll make it to third easily. And the throw not in time, so a triple right down the line to the fence in deep right field. And Romrell, 3 for 3 with a walk on the day. She's had a day.
Yeah.
Her and Fisher would be my steel men of the game so far.
I would give it to both of them, actually. They both had a great day today.
Fisher so far at this point is 2 for 2 with a home run and a hit by pitch. Romrell is now 3 for 3 with a walk mixed in. Would love it if Fisher could come to the plate and see another at-bat. Ball 1 to Crockett. Crockett's last at-bat, she absolutely tattooed the ball, but it was that double play where she just stuck her glove in the air to save her life and turned the double play. Strike 1, swing and a miss.
Swung over that one.
The changeup fooled her. It dropped out of the zone. She swung over the top of 1-1. Foul ball, 1-2. So the Bears down to their final strike. So now it really would be a dramatic comeback with down by 7 runs and 2 strikes. 2 out, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, and they're out of softballs. They've all been fouled off.
There's one on top of the Bears' dugout I've been watching there for a while. Sitting there on the little lip between the
fence and the
fence
dugout.
and this dugout.
So Peyton Crockett, the batter, she's down 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 out. Runner at third is Romrell after her triple. That ball's in the dirt, and Romrell will score. Not that it might matter.
It might matter. Stranger things have happened.
So Romrell's going to end up scoring at least 2 of the 4 runs the Bears have scored to this point.
It's time for the Bears to turn those hats around.
2 out rally. 4 runs scored for Marsh Valley after 2 outs on some errors in the second inning. Yeah, you go back to that. The Bears have actually only allowed runs in 3 of the 7 innings, and 4 of those runs were unearned and should have never scored. So it should be 6-4 right now, and then we'd have a much different attitude at 6-4 as we do at 10-4. Now it's full count, 3-2. Love to see Fisher come back to the plate. If Crockett can earn her way on here, either a walk or a base hit, 3-2 count, payoff pitch. And it's going to be a ground ball. It'll end the game. Over to second, up to first in time. So the Bears come up short, way short.
Yep.
As they can't get it done today against Marsh Valley. Yeah, still man of the game, I would say Romrell and Fisher. Between the 2 of them, they went 5 for 5, a hit by pitch and a walk. So they all 7 times those 2 came to the plate, they were safe. Romrell had a good game defensively behind the plate. But the Bears, after giving up 4 unearned runs in the second, they never can recover. And they lose it by a final score of 10-4. We will have baseball on the air tomorrow at 11 and possibly again at 4, depends on the result of that game at 11. We'll have softball on the air at 2:30 on Saturday as the Bears will take on Snake River for Ray Henry, our expert cameraman, for Lisa, who's pushing on the buttons over there and making us look good, and everybody else on the SVI Sports Network. This is
Lisa Hillier
and Jared Hillier saying good night, everybody.